This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next 2 hours, we're going to be spending some time talking about everything from physical therapy for kids to taking a look at next year with Robert Clancy and figuring out where we should be, what we should do. We'll be spending some time learning about how couples together can thrive during challenging times. That and much, much more as Late Night Health begins. I'm Mark Alyn along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Welcome to the show. Be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com and check us out on iTunes. We are there. We're going to go to upstate New York. We're running a little bit behind in our studio time because of traffic. Thank you, California Highway Patrol, for closing 4 lanes of freeway to do a little survey with 6 to 8 CHP cars. I don't understand. Pia, I apologize to you.
No apologies needed.
All right. Well, thank you. Pia, you're a physical therapist and you specialize in pediatric physical therapy. Tell us what that actually is.
I am a physical therapist, and I work with a variety of children. Most of my work is with children and teenagers with cerebral palsy. So we do typical physical therapy, and then we have a very exciting, intensive therapy program for these children.
And what does that intensive program involve? Is that something that you've helped to develop?
I have. So this particular approach was developed in conjunction with Dr. Karen Pape, who has been a champion of promoting better care for children with cerebral palsy for many, many years. So the approach that I have here is very much based on some of Dr. Pape's work, and I work very closely with her. So it is a short, intensive therapy approach that the children come in here for. It's either they come in for 3 days, 5 days, or 10 days, and we work with them for several hours a day, which is different than how traditional therapy is usually provided, which is half an hour, maybe every week or every other week.
Right. And that's I've had physical therapy. I think I've had 10 sessions total, which was not enough because the prescription was for many, many months of 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. By intensive, you mean that you work with the kids to exercise and help their bodies realign?
We do. So we focus on doing a really, really thorough assessment of them, and I think the most important and the most exciting piece of what we do is we try to uncover what their best possible performance could be. It's almost more along coaching lines than it's along traditional physical therapy lines. So we try to find out what they could possibly be doing at their best performance, and in order to do that, we have different things that we do. The very first thing we do is make sure that their bodies are in alignment, which is what any coach would do with an athlete. That usually starts with the trunk, central body.
What we call the core. The core?
Yep. So most children with cerebral palsy have a very weak core. It's part of the presentation of cerebral palsy. So that's where we start. And once we sort of secure the core, then the children can learn much better movement patterns. So that's always where it starts.
What about people in general? I'm assuming that you've worked with adults and teenagers and everybody as you developed your specialty working with kids and adolescents. Don't most people have weak cores?
They do, and I think it's definitely important to for everybody to strengthen their core or to get the support that is needed. There are so many products on the market, sports core products that help with that, and they're actually really comfortable. I use one myself, and those are the same products that we use with children and teenagers.
And that would be AlignMed?
AlignMed is our preferred product for the teenagers. There are products for young children that are developed specifically for cerebral palsy or similar issues, but there really aren't any for teenagers. So I found AlignMed and spoke to them and got some samples that I started using with the teenagers, and the change is absolutely stunning and immediate.
I have some pictures that you sent me. It's amazing. After 1 week, Daryl, take a look. This guy, this kid, and that's a couple of years ago, he was slumping over, and he's got better posture than I do right now. And that's after 1 week. I happen to have an AlignMed at home, and I need to start working on it, using it once again. Do you use it yourself?
I do use it myself when I work out, and it's very comfortable, which is why athletes use it and why we use it here with our the children and teens that we work with. So our friend Mason, he was 16 when we first met him, and as it typically goes for kids with cerebral palsy, they've had therapy all their life, and at some point they're done. They don't want it anymore. But it also is pretty typical that children start to lose function once they go through puberty. So Mason had given up. He was losing function, and he was depressed and not really willing to do very much. And his mom told me that he basically fought with them all the way from Cincinnati to Rochester, New York.
People come from all over people have come from all over the world to have you work with them in this intensive program.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
With anything having to do with physical therapy, because I remember, as I said, my 10 sessions, you have a lot of homework to do. Yeah. It's not just going to have a massage or a rub down, right?
Yeah, no.
It's this is hard work.
It is hard work, and I think this is not, our program doesn't fix anybody. They don't go home and don't have to work on something. They go home with a program and an understanding that this is just the start. But I think the biggest thing that we do here, that we can do with this program, is we can give some hope and a good plan, and that's what we hear all the time. Is I'm so happy now that I have some real hope that my child will be a productive member of society, will be able to get a job, and that's so. Once families and children realize what's possible, that is the motivation, and then that's when they go home and continue.
Our guest is Pia Stampa, and Pia is a physical therapist. She's originally from Denmark. Did you train in Denmark or here in the U.S.?
I trained in Denmark, in Copenhagen.
And then came here, and what kind of degrees and certifications do you have in PT? We need more PT people. That's why I asked.
We need more PT people. That's very true. I have a doctorate in physical therapy.
Oh my!
But I'm very much a hands-on person. So that's the work I love.
And in working with Mason, and it's been a couple of years. Do you keep in touch with Mason?
Yes, I get some periodic updates from his mother, and it's absolutely the most wonderful when we see that that the children continue to make progress, and I think he has shown that it's absolutely possible. I get the little pictures and updates, and the last one was his senior pictures from high school, and he looks so happy compared to the depressed young man that we saw 2 years ago, and he just got his dream job, and so he cuts lawns and has a job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pia, we're going to take some time out. We'll come back and talk more about this. It's really exciting news. It's non-invasive, no pills, and
Nothing.
It just takes and it gives people hope. We're going to have some information about how to contact Pia as well during our next segment. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. This is Late Night Health. Join us at latenighthealth.com and be sure to like us at facebook.com/Late Night Health Radio. We'll be back. Take it away, Daryl.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. When your life's problems seem to rise and fall like the waves on a stormy ocean, let hope become your life raft and faith become your paddle. Every sea touches a calm shoreline somewhere in the world, and eventually this storm that you're going through will pass too. Never allow negative circumstances to define you. Whatever happens to you in life may be fated, and it certainly can't be changed after the fact. What you can change is how you feel about it and how you're going to let it affect you. Today is a brand new day, and as with any gift, share it with love and gratitude.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
It is the latest from the greatest. We've had some really good conversations over the 5 years that this program has been going on with some great rock artists and some people from behind the scenes, authors and otherwise producers. Some of those have been captured on the latest for the greatest Volume 1. It's available on Amazon, or if you go to blackstoneaudio.com, blackstoneaudio.com or Amazon, search for Daryl Wayne, Darrell Wayne.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and I said Wayne insane.